A penalty gave Green Bay one more play. I've now watched that play about 25 times since I did Around the Horn this morning. And do you think, in your mind, based on the rules, based on what you saw, was that a legitimate penalty? Did they make the right call?
No, they didn't make the right call because there was no grabbing. There was no, you grab and yank. You can touch it, I touched the face mask very quickly and let it go, and I thought that's what happened. But for all the people complaining about this, Woody, they're watching on their 60-inch screen, slow motion. They're saying, oh, the refs got this wrong. Well, there's nobody on the planet who could have made that call in real time. So did they get it wrong? Yeah, but I just can't criticize them too much for it.
Well, I'm going to go a couple of different ways from you. Number one, they got it right because we got to see the next play.
Yes, I'm good with the result. I'll go with that.
And number two, it's a judgment call. And as you said, in real time, I've watched it 15 times, and if you slow it down, as you point out, and people could do it at home. They can do it like a coach's films where they go back and forth.
Right.
I did that in a movie that I saw the other night, and I went, really? Did I just see that? So I went back and I watched it like 4 or 5 times to see if it had nothing to do with football. The third thing, and here's where I have the biggest problem. If you watch it closely, and there's the actual offensive.
Sure, yes.
Offensive.
It's not the worst face mask I've ever seen if there was one. Let's put it that way.
So the thumb is inside the face mask.
Sure.
Now the question was whether or not that jerked Aaron Rodgers' head, or was it the play when he goes to the shoulder?
When he goes to the shoulder. I thought it was more the shoulder. I don't know what you thought about it, but it's so close.
Here's where I have the wrong call.
Sure.
The play was called by the referee. He's behind the play.
Yeah, how could he
The
see
side judge also drops his flag. He's over there. So if you're watching, you've got a guy that's behind the helmet, and you've got another official that's over here toward the sideline. You know where the umpire was in the play?
Boy, probably way downfield, I'm guessing.
No, he was about here. So he's about where I'm sitting.
Okay,
away
I got you.
Staring directly at it.
Did
he drop a flag? No. So wouldn't you let the official who actually can see the play when it's because if I'm the referee behind the play,
all you're
it
seeing
looks
is
like you see the head jerk and a hand
and he comes up and the face mask is the chin straps on his face.
Taylor, the defensive end, the side judge is over here. He's looking through Taylor. All he sees is the head jerk like that. So as much as I loved seeing the play afterward, and I want to ask you about that, this was a bad call because I accept judgment, but let it be the judgment of the guy that was actually. This demands a conference, like as they do all the time. And the umpire comes in and goes, I didn't drop my flag because I saw it brushing
just the
across
thumb, and he lets it go right away. And I can see that, but I don't know. I don't know how in real time you can not call that. It looked to me, I don't know. You probably watched it in real time and said, yeah, face mask. Of course, he grabbed. I looked at it and said that, and you look at the replay and they got it wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know how unless you let them review everything. And I'm good with that, actually. It's the Bill Belichick rule. He says, let us review anything we want to review. We get 3 challenges, use them how we want. I'm good with that. And I think that should be
I think we should
involved.
go there. Here's where I want, in the Belichick rule, I don't want to judge everything, holding, you could call it on every, but I want the college rule, Frank. I want a guy in the sky. I want full-time officials, younger men that are not my age, and there are guys out there that are referees that are my age,
Sure.
and I respect them, but they're bank vice presidents, they're lawyers, they are guys that are principals of high school. They work full-time jobs. This is a part-time job. As players say, we are full-time, we're not part-time. We don't show up like lacrosse players come to Denver on Saturdays and play. So I want full-time officials, and they go, well, what do? Well, 4 days a week they work. People work 4 days a week now, 12 hours a day.
Go to practices.
Go to practices. Come in. They do that, as you well know, in training camp. They come in and they talk to the players that watch practices, see what tendencies are, that they study films. There's a supervisor of officials that lives in Denver. I talked to him because I stay in the Marriotts on the road at the airport. That's where they stay. And I talked to them the night before, and they come in and they have film sessions on Saturday and Saturday night, and then Sunday they go to the game, and then they catch planes and they leave.
Right.
I want these guys to be full-time officials, but those guys, the older guys like me, a lot older than you, put them up there. And they,
Have them
as
watching
in the
up
college
eye in the sky
game,
almost.
those guys who've been forever, they don't have to run 100 yards
Mm-hmm.
up and down the field. They could sit in there, and they're the ones, the Hockleys of the world. And everybody knows who he is. The
Yes.
Hockleys of the world, you fly them in and say, you're the guys that are doing this. Changing again. Do you agree with full-time officials
I
or
don't,
not?
and here's why. Because I think some of the calls we're talking about are just things that you're not going to get right if you're on the job 12 months out of the year. They're snap judgment. You've been on the sideline for an NFL game. You know how fast it goes.
Oh, yeah.
It's impossible. We're talking about the Sunday night game where Patrick Chung grabs Demaryius Thomas's shoulder. In a screenshot, you can see that that's holding, but I don't know that being around full time that it slows the game down. Now, some of the procedural stuff, some of the rules stuff, maybe they get right, which they haven't got right, but I'm not in favor of the full-time refs.
Yeah.
I don't think it fixes it.
Oh, well, the one thing, and I'll have an argument with you about it, is I hear, well, the college games are too long, the pro games are too long. It's not for the fans. They're actually enjoying their time. This is the way they get away from life.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard anybody say the Catholic. The Catholic, the
Mass
what are they?
you go
Mass.
to, yeah.
Thank you. That the Mass on Sunday is too long. I mean, it's whatever it is. They're commercials and stuff like that. You know, come to the Sunday night buffets and things like that. This segment brought to you by John Elway Cadillac. You've heard of him. John Elway Cadillac. My mom always said, son, you'll be a success if you ever get a Cadillac. And so I never was a success, Mom. We'll be back.